back to the channel, everybody. So continuing on with the 75 Sporty build. Now since you last seen, I've gone through and did all the finished welding onto the fender itself. So this is where I've gotten so far. You can see I finished up everything here. These things come out pretty well. Now the original fender is a little thicker than the old fender, so a little bit of feel on the edges, probably some short strand fiberglass in here, and get a good finish on this thing for some paint. I'm gonna scrap the light idea in the back here. I think I just want to keep this all nice and smooth, have a good little surface to paint something onto, and we'll just do, you know, a little license plate with a light here. Now I finally got all the spacing done for the rear axle here. We've got good clearance. Brake doesn't seem to be binding up at all. I can rotate this thing around and the wheel just spins around. So I think we're pretty good with that. So it will be something like so. And this is basically your brake stay, and it's going to keep the brake from rotating around whenever you hit those things. Now this is about as high as the bike would sit if I leave the front end alone, but that's not going to be the case. I think what I'm going to do is take the forks off the bike and then separate the two pieces, and then come down in here with about a 3-inch spacer that's going to go down here and throw the dampening spring on top of that, and that's going to draw the forks down together. And after that happens, I can go ahead and pull out the springs up here and probably just start cutting it an inch by inch until I get it down to where I want to. Now, I think by doing it that way, I can keep some of the tension on the spring while getting the bike lowered out, because I really don't want this thing to be overly soft and bottom the front out every time we hit a bump, go over some railroad tracks, potholes, whatever. I think that'll work. I don't know if you guys want to tune in and let me know what you think about that idea. Now once I do this, once I get the spacer cut in here, I'd actually start drilling a bunch of holes inside the spacer. That way the fluid will be able to run in and out. So we'll see how that goes. Worst case scenario, we'll just get another set of springs and just start over. Kind of like a custom build. You build it to how you want it and how you want it to look like. They're choppers. They're meant to be sketchy, you know. Now this Sissy bar right here is just for mock-up only. It's not going to stay in here. This piece will stay here, and I will start by putting the chain inside of here and then run it up alongside of here, follow my bends, because I do have a king and queen I do have a king and queen seat that is coming for this bike. What? Yeah, you can come on in. You know what time it is.
So can I
Where'd your tooth go?
I lost it.
You lost your tooth?
Yeah, and I can't find it. Because I tripped over Angela. But can I brush my ball over?
Yeah. You better. Are you watching for cars? Does that mean no?
Yes. Okay, Jim.
Love you, honey. So anyway, I want to clean this up by putting a low voltage regulator on top of the generator. It's one of those black ones that's got the aluminum fins on it. A couple wires coming out. Super clean, super sharp. Let's see, what else do I have coming out? I've got, I think, all the wiring that I need for this thing. Now I'm running the cloth wire, just old school cloth wire. It's got different colored tracers on it to let you know which wire runs where. I think the same thing. I've got cloth style spark plug wires. I mean, these are going to be super short, boom to boom and boom-bitty boom. And then my wires are coming through here. And by that time, I think I can run, I've got to pull my relay clip off of the original frame and get it welded in probably right here. Wires will drop down right to there, come up through the frame. Now I'm probably going to come out with a piece of tubing somewhere up in here, maybe. Just drill a hole, pop a tube in there just to add the structure back into it, and then come out with all the wiring right through here. And for all the wiring to the key switch, which will be here. And of course we got our carburetor sitting here, so all of our wiring is going to be hidden on his bike. I think the only time you're really going to see any wiring is when we come out of here and maybe ground to the tank or ground to the bike, maybe with this little hole here. Or if I can find some other place to hide the ground wire, I would do that. But we're just going to have a headlight, tail light, no blinkers. They didn't have that back in the day. Bike didn't have blinkers on it when I got it. And keep it the same. All right, so I've been over here playing with this thing and trying to find a way to just get this thing tacked in. Now I think from the very bottom where I'm gonna go here, we're gonna be right here with our first bend. This is about the middle of the bend. This is gonna be the end of the bend. Yeah, so this part here, the smallest part of the chain, fits in here pretty well. So I think I'm gonna cut the rest of this off so I can slide it down and start at the very bottom. And then we'll work our way up. Yes, this is my setup. Yes, it's a little janky. But is it working for me? Yes, it is. So I'm just gonna keep on going. Because at this point, we're just throwing in little bitty tacks here and there just to hold everything still until we get the basic design and shape of this thing. And then I'll go in and finish out everything on here. Same thing with the bike. When it's all done, we'll finish out all the welding to it. So right now, I just need to get going up until probably here. Just a few more little tacks. We'll take this over to the bike and exactly figure out our bends. So we got this welding tab here, along with the bung, which will get tacked on to the actual fender here. And it'll get tacked on to the chain. So when you put these up here, it'll be like that. So you'll be able to take the Sissy bar off anytime you need to. So we'll just need to weld up to this point right here. So I just need a couple more tacks and then we'll be able to hit our bend point. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take some zip ties and zip tie this to the Sissy bar. That way I'm trying to keep the same shape going forward. I think I'm going to go ahead and hit these tacks right through here until we get to this one here where it goes straight up. Then I will count how many links we have up to the point we need to stop up here. And then I'll take this over to the table and put it in my chain straightening vise over here while I tack everything up.
I need that motherfucker.
No, you don't. He's lucky I missed him. He moved just in time. Otherwise, y'all would look.
He gets hit by Freya enough.
Dude, you got the fucking tip, and that's it.
There really wasn't much there to begin with.
I just found it because I missed it. We have to start this all over again.
Please.
Hold on, I got better. Fucking come on, bitch.
You noticed Susie got on the bike, huh?
I didn't have to get on the bike. I looked and I seen. Like, motherfucker took my cut.
If you wouldn't have said anything, you probably wouldn't have noticed.
I would have
Well,
noticed.
you would have noticed, but you wouldn't have known what
You got the
happened.
fucking tip.
There's only 2 people that I could know because nobody takes stuff from Derek's house. They know better.
It's like last weekend they took my fucking bike and hid it around me.
Yeah, we fucking did.
What?
Yeah. I put that mother bitch in the fucking backyard, the lady went and hid with it.
Well, we'll just wait on it. Don't get it yet.
I didn't hear about that.
For some reason, he walked straight to the backyard. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see my bike up front.
So y'all make me assume it's in the back?
Yeah.
No.
What if
I'll
it
just-
came from both fucking
I'll just
sides on
finish.
it?
I'll just finish it off with that thing. What the fuck are you doing? No, sir. No, this is supposed to be a narrow bike, not a wide bike. A narrow bike.
Well, so there's your other one right now.
Hell no, it's fat up front and narrow in the rear.
Still, it's narrow, ain't it? It's narrow somewhere, right?
It's odd looking. And
What was
Dakota
the
lost her
fucking back
front
pocket?
tooth.
Oh, did you?
She got knocked out over at their friend's house.
Oh, fuck.
It was loose anyway. She's been trying to pull it out.
They both
Okay.
knocked out.
Just one for now.
Angela?
No, for friends. She bumped into him.
Oh no, it's
I
Angela
can't
and
see a
Dakota
damn
out.
thing out of that helmet. Like, I was missing spots. Like, I can't. What number are you? That piece of shit thing, and I've got it on the lowest damn setting.
Yeah, it's a titanium. That's what I fucking use at work.
I can't see my line.
You got a fucking small head, man.
Just one.
Just one.
So they're probably awake in the living room.
Mm-hmm.
See how
Check on the
far
daughter.
She been good?
Yeah,
Yes, most of the time.
just
Like
that
that?
one. Yeah, that one for now.
I didn't even block it for you, sis.
What are you doing? I'm
Because you got this looking way.
trying to get my square up here.
Okay, hold it.
Tack it. They don't trust you, I guess.
Lesson 1, trust no one.
There's no fat over there, boy.
Those look good.
I wasn't trying to I was just trying to tack them in. Just.
Well,
God damn it, Boner, you had one job.
you know those ain't going nowhere. These can always be fattened up too.
Well, I wasn't really fattening them up.
Well, now you're gonna have to.
Give me that.
Hey, you know what? Take a little diagram into it.
Do what?
Take a little diagram into it, bro.
All I was gonna do, I was gonna leave them flat in here and just weld up the areas.
I could fatten these ones up.
No.
Sure?
You want to train
I'll weld this whole fucking bike together, man.
No, I just want to have like.
You need some more added here? In here?
No, not yet. I'm not. Kim. I'm not ready for that yet. Once everything's fully tacked in, then yes, I'll be doing final weld.
where I needed to be.
Joe, that's hot. Dude, don't touch that, it's hot.
Touch that pipe, I just welded. Do my shirt, everything. I didn't have enough wash shirt.
No one saw that shit.
Hey, Larry, you want a glove? Number 2?
No, I'm good, man. Got it all finished, tacked in for now. I think it's holding pretty good shape. I'm really liking how that's looking. Now my seat's supposed to be 13 3/4 tall, which you can see we got plenty of room here. Now this will still let me get a little mount for my video camera. So I'm gonna take some videos while we go on rides. So now, as long as this is gonna work, I'll go ahead and finish up welding all the way on the inside. And then I gotta get the backs of all this thing. I just wanted to get this thing to hold the shape that I want so I can tack it in and make sure everything's gonna be good. Overall, I'm happy with how that turned out for sure. I think it's gonna look pretty good. So I needed to go back in and fix up some of the chain here. Just basically cut the little tacks out, put it in the chain straightener over there, and re-tacked it up, got it a lot straighter. Like that a lot better. I've been getting the side bungs ready for this. Now I can't do the seat. I can't get that in place, tack it to the fender or the front of this thing until my seat comes in, which should be in here in a day or two. But at this point, kind of got a bunch of this mocked up how I want this to go. And I'm just gonna clean off the underside of this and tack that in place. Now the wheel will be more forward, so I'll let out plenty of threads here to get this in place. So I'm gonna take this right here and I can actually rotate it back around if I run out of clearance here, which I shouldn't. Just gonna come up here now and throw some tacks just on this edge here. Now I'm not gonna be doing any welding on the back side of this. Really don't want that to show. Now for the most part, the king and queen seat that I got going up here is gonna cover up all the welding I have up here, except for up top. That's not gonna matter. So I'll probably come in here on this back side of the chain and do my other tack, because right now this thing's, it's still pliable. So I can shift it, move it around as I need, and it won't be fully in place until we get all these welds in here. But I want to make sure the seat's going to fit and where it needs to be before I weld the bungs onto the fender here, and before I do any final welding on this. So I finally got the delivery I've been waiting in for probably like 10 days now. I got a couple of different sizes of asphalt loom, 9-degree spark plug wire sets, all in braided cloth, 12 gauge wire, many different colors of wire. So like this one's got green tracers on it. You know, some got orange. That way you can kind of see which wires run to actually which parts. Now I got the low voltage regulator for the generator. 530 chain, 130 links with a chain breaker. A universal oil filter mount. Ended up getting the oil filter that goes into it. This bike did not originally come with one. I thought it'd be best just go ahead and throw one on here. Now I originally wanted to have it kind of vertical, like so. But that kind of makes getting the bolts out pretty hard. So I may end up putting it in something like that. Now before I figure out how I want to do that, I need to get the cover put on here and figure out the cover. I need to get the kicker put on. I need to figure out the shift point that goes from here over. Now I'll have to bring that linkage through here somewhere, up and over all this to whatever I make up here for the hand shifter with clutch. Clutch cable comes off here. So a little short distance up, no cables hanging all over the place. Should be pretty clean. If I can run through here, if it comes through here, then I'll be all right. Then I can go ahead and run my oil filter here. I just need to make sure first where this would actually come through. Now with this one, I'm probably gonna do like a chain, like a link chain or a chain link. And that way I can bend it up and over and around everything to where I can attach it into the shifter that's gonna be up here. Finally got the seat in. Of course, that was 3 days. All those other parts over there came in 10 days later. I will bring the seat back a little bit. Just want to recline it just a little bit. Not sure how to really mount the front. It's got that little pin that goes in right there somewhere. And I really didn't want to have a piece of metal that goes up from here to a mount point here. I'd rather just not have anything up for that. Now that I got the seat in, I can finally go ahead and start mounting up this in the bungs here, as well as this. This will go in here and support the middle of the fender, and this will get cut off at some point past here and then get welded on. But that just helps keep the fender from moving all over the place as you're going down the road. And hopefully, by having all that, the back of this won't be so wobbly. And if it is still kind of wobbly, then I may have some kind of a rod that goes here or something that goes from here back just to hold that still. I don't know if that's going to work, but of course we'll get to it and find out at some point. All right, so now at this point, we're going to get the chain and get it wrapped around and make sure that the rear is true with the rest of the bike. And then we'll start locking in the fender all the way through. And then once that's all locked in, I can go ahead and finish up tacking all this and probably tacking on the inside. So you don't really see anything on this side out here. Because I'm thinking once I got the rear seat in place, I've got this little pin here. I think I can get that welded in place. And that way I'll be able to bolt the back of the seat through here, welded inside of here. And that'll maybe give me a point to attach her armrest to as well. Because she's already set in the seat. And I was like, Daddy, that's too skinny. So I told her I'd go ahead and get her armrest on here for her so she'll feel nice and comfortable. So now we got our length of chain figured out. Now I want to remove this one here. Now, I know you never do the chain this tight, as you can just burn the transmission up. I'm just worried about mock-up at this point and to see how everything fits and falls in place. Now I'm just in front of center, so we may be good with where we're at because brand new chains, they're going to stretch quite a bit in the first little bit that you run these things. So I think that'll let me have enough adjustment on here to go ahead and pull it back a little further. So I may be alright with not needing another link added in anywhere. So still need to work on my truing of the wheel here. Now I want to measure off of some common points on the bike that are going to be the same on either side of the bike. Like, I'm thinking from the front of this motor plate in the rear, I'll just measure a point from here, and I've already found center of the axle, and then just use a center punch to mark the center location of this, because the other side already has a dimple in the end of the bolt. And it's exactly 23 1/4. And now our other side is also 23 1/4. So I'm just gonna lock this down. So it looks like I need to swap spacers. I got a slight bend in it right in here. Same thing with the underside. I've got a bend right in here. So now that we got our wheel basically in line where it needs to be, at least a lot closer, I still got to go back in and find some bigger washers to go on this side and the other side. But this is going to be off and on, off and on, off and on anyway, so I'm just trying to figure out mocking up this. So at this point, I want to take the fender and place this end down to where I want it. Now I think I want this down to about 5 inches here, because we are about maybe 3.5 inches off the table for the rear fender, and I'm not going to be so low, it's going to be below the frame. So now we need to make sure that our fender is going to be centered with the front of our tire, and we'll give it a tack here and then work our way up and around. Now I've already laid out this line right here. Tells me that this is the center of the tire, and we're actually in between both of those points. So let's throw this one in here. And we'll just mark our location. So I guess at this point, we'll find center to center. We'll find the center of this. 3.5. So 1 3/4. And we got our 6-inch wide fender. It's already pre-measured 3 inches. Oh, it looks like I'm gonna have to go in and add more tacks into my chain. It's still a little wobbly. So I'm looking for like 13/16 on each side. It's got 3/4, less than 3/4. That's right at 3/4, 13/16. And that one's about 13/16. So that's kind of where I need it. I just got some small little tacks at each point to make sure if I didn't have to bend it or cut it and change an angle here or there, I'd be able to. So I think I'm gonna come in each of these little points here and throw another tack. And hopefully by that time it'll set up where I need it to, because right now the top's a little bendy. So I'm using this to kind of support it. I don't know if there's a better way to do this. Somebody please let me know that I took way too long doing this right. Or wrong, however you want to see it. Either way, I like it. I think it's gonna look pretty good on here. So I'm gonna continue on. I just need to strengthen it up a lot more. Well, that made it a lot stiffer. I feel a little bit better about that. Just need to go through and finish off the inside edge here. I'm not going to touch that because it's stupid hot right now. I finish off on this edge inside here. Try and keep everything to the front because the seat sits up here. So hopefully you won't notice all this as much as you would just this little bit. I was really hoping for a nice clean backside. So I think that'll work. So this is the last piece. This will be for the back of the seat to the sissy bar. Basically 3 links, filled in the center with a weld so I could drill through it because it just kept wanting to spin through the rollers and not actually drill through. So you can just basically take our bolt and put it straight through there. And I'll just tack that in, take the seat off, and finish welding all that in. I'm just going to space this off until I get to the middle of the actual sissy bar here. And that will be our sissy bar. So I'm going to take this bung right here and basically size it down to where it fits underneath here. And we'll be able to bolt our seat down to the fender. And that will basically wrap up our original chain sissy bar. Now I'm not exactly sure about the seat here. I may end up taking it to a shop and let them just bring it on back. Then I can take this and just have a little section made for a backrest back here. I don't know, maybe it'll grow on me. I'm so used to having the low seats. Overall, it's coming along pretty good. I don't know, I'm getting excited. The more and more I do, the closer it gets. Pretty soon we'll be into getting all the wiring going. Trying to find all the locations for that. I've got to figure out oil lines. I started to get my oil filter mounted here, and then plumb all the lines and route them wherever they need to, find a route wherever they need to go. And then I still need to extend my gas tank ears because they're a little short back here. Maybe right there. So I want to bring those back, cut these off, extend these out further. I like to keep the tank low on the bike. So I finally got the chain all the way done. Got it cleaned up. I put like 4 or 5 coats of clear on it and have it mounted. I think that come out pretty sharp. Now I left it in its natural finish. Of course, my place for the seat to mount to. Now I do have a solo seat coming as well. I'll still be able to mount my solo seat probably around in here somewhere, wherever it mounts to, and still put one back here for the 2-up king queen. I really like the way this thing looks with just a solo seat on here. Y'all probably see that in the next video. It's on its way here. But overall, there it is. All said and done. I wasn't exactly sure how this would turn out, but I really like the way it looks. Kind of glad I did it anyway. So that's going to be it for this video. Again, thank you for watching. Check it later.